what are the key necessities that you feel are a must for the revival of economic growth?
See, we are in one of the lowest growth percentage, like 5% in last 10 years. This is one of the lowest growth rate at which we are going. And as you know, housing and real estate actually supports more than 300 industries. So, reviving housing and real estate should be a key parameter. If you look at even 1998, when there were similar measures being taken and we saw the economic growth really going up. So, all over the world we have seen that housing is a really key industry which when goes at a higher rate, it carries along another 300 industries. So, the government must do something to have a great growth in the housing and real estate. Today we have more than 40 million housing shortage. So there is a huge shortage, backlog and even demand of housing units. And in such a scenario, if an investment boost is given in real estate and housing, definitely we will see a revival in our entire economic growth, and achieving 7.5 to 8% growth is not at all difficult in next 5 years.
So what are your predictions on what the budget is likely to deliver?
In my opinion, I think the finance minister have understood that now that controlling inflation, which was the main priorities for last 2-3 years, is giving a great result, and now the shift should be towards the growth and not just containing the inflation, because inflation is now at reasonable 7% inflation. So we will see the finance minister will be focusing more on growth and all those things which are possible, particularly real estate, housing. If housing should be given as an infrastructure status. Urban infrastructure depends on housing. So if housing is being given infrastructure status, you will see a lot of hassle-free funding which will come, and investment substantially will increase in housing and urban infrastructure.
So what do you feel optimistic about in the current situation?
The optimism is that we have inflation under control. We are seeing interest rate going down because RBI has already cut down 0.25, and there is a great hope that during this year 1 to 1.5% interest rate drop may come, and that will definitely give a great boost to the purchasing power of the people, whether be it cars or homes. They will definitely become more affordable, and that is the reason I think there is a great hope that we are into a bottom of the curve, and now I think next 3 to 5 years, if right impetus is given by way of budget, by way of boosting an investment environment, I think the most important thing finance minister can achieve is that creating a very good environment of investment. And particularly for that to happen, infrastructure status to housing is a must. Other than that, we really need to look into how more investment from foreign direct investment, FDI, and foreign investors are encouraged to put lots of funding, because we need $1.5 trillion in infrastructure investment. And if we really create a conducive environment of investment, definitely we will be able to attract huge foreign funding to boost our economic growth.
So what are the biggest challenges that you think are holding back corporate expanding?
The corporate expansion, I think, as I rightly pointed just earlier, that it's a conducive environment, and the direction. A direction, if it's been given very clearly, a long-term direction, yes, there is going to be a good environment for investment, there will be will be able to manage the fiscal deficit. So the expenditure of the government are been done with a very good result out of it. So an infrastructure boost. If these things are being tackled, I am very sure there will be a huge corporate. And one other thing is that which is holding back all the corporates and particularly real estate and housing is the regulatory hurdles. Because you see environmental clearance taking 18 months, 24 months, the plans approval taking similar 18 to 24 months, change in rules and regulations which is creating a lot of change in planning of the investment. All these things, if there is a very crystal clear one window clearances and where environmental clearances are actually done away in housing and real estate, if you put all those environment related green building feature in your plan approval process, you really don't need an environmental clearance which is holding back so many projects starting point by 18 to 24 months. So these are the things simultaneously, all these regulatory hurdles, if they are removed, land acquisition hurdles, because land acquisition bill is still pending. So all these things, if they are streamlined and infrastructure, urban infrastructure growth has been boosted, definitely you will see a great housing growth where huge demand is there, and corporate will be more than willing to invest their maximum into this industry.
Coming to the last question, what are your expectations from this budget?
Our budget, I feel, will be definitely pro-growth. For real estate and housing, I think infrastructure status and easy funding to real estate and housing should be there. Another thing is a boost in the affordable housing segment, particularly affordable housing and rental housing segment. Because rental housing, particularly in urban area, is a big demand, and no developer is ready to put an investment into rental housing unless there is a good tax break is being given into this area. So if that is given, a rental housing stock can be created and affordable housing stock can be created on a rental basis.